Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to go over one of my favorite VR games ever made up to this point. Hope you guys enjoy, and if you do, consider liking and subscribing to see more VR videos in the future. And now let's just hop right into the world of Boneworks. I guess you guys are probably wondering what Boneworks is. Well, let me do a explanation of what Boneworks is. Boneworks is a virtual reality game developed by SlothRo that focuses heavily on realistic physics and player interaction. Unlike many VR games that simplify movement, Boneworks gives players full control over a physical body, allowing them to climb, jump, and push objects, swing weapons, and solve puzzles in ways that feel natural. Almost every object in the game has weight and can be picked up or moved, which makes the gameplay feel immersive and encourages players to think creatively. The combination of physics, exploration, puzzle solving, and combat makes Boneworks stand out as one of the more innovative VR games. One of the most interesting parts of Boneworks is the way it tells its story. Instead of relying on long cutscenes or constant dialogue, the game encourages players to discover the plot by exploring the environment, reading notes, examining computer terminals, and paying attention to details hidden throughout each level. This style of storytelling allows players to form their own understanding of the events and has created many discussions within the game's community about its deeper meaning. Overall, Boneworks combines realistic VR mechanics with an intriguing science fiction story, making it an engaging game to play and an important part of the larger universe that continues in the following game. So yeah, now that I kind of gave you guys a brief synopsis of this game, let me go into a bit more of the story of the game. So the story of Boneworks takes place inside a virtual reality world called MythOS, which was created by a company known as Monogon Industries. MythOS is much more than a normal VR game because it is powered by a mysterious energy source called the Void. Monogon originally designed the system to become a realistic virtual world where people could work, communicate, and eventually spend much of their lives. As this project develops, however, researchers discover that the Void has unusual properties that may allow a person's consciousness to exist beyond the physical world. This discovery becomes the driving force behind the game's story and raises questions about technology, reality, and what it means to be alive. Players take on the role of Arthur Ford, the head of security for the MythOS project. After learning about the true potential of the Void, Ford decides to take matters into his own hands. He secretly uploads a virus into the system that locks everyone else while trapping himself inside MythOS. Throughout the game, Ford explores different environments, including abandoned city streets, industrial facilities, and unfinished virtual worlds, while fighting hostile security programs, corrupt AI, and strange creatures known as null bodies. His goal is not simply to escape the simulation, but to reach the center of MythOS and gain access to the Void before Monogon can stop him. One of the most interesting parts of Boneworks is how this story, like mentioned before, is presented. Instead of using long cutscenes or constant dialogue, the game relies on environmental storytelling. Players uncover the plot by reading notes, examining the computer terminals that are laid out throughout the entirety of the game, listening to different audio recordings, and paying attention to details hidden throughout each leveling. What I find is really cool is that there's a lot of really cool storytelling that are on the walls, so there's a lot of different graffiti or wall art that's done throughout the game. And as you look, it kind of does a lot of the storytelling for you, for kind of what people's overall thoughts are on Monogon throughout the game. By the end of the game, Ford successfully reaches the Void before his physical body dies in the real world, allowing his consciousness to continue existing in the digital space. This ending leaves many questions unanswered and serves as the foundation for the events that happen in the next game known as Bone Lab. So for me, the reason why this game is such an amazing one is I was able to play this game when it was initially released, and man, let me tell you that the excitement and hype I had around this game, watching the trailers and watching other people review the game early, it made it all the more exciting to get to try it out and for myself. I spent a lot of time exploring the world of Boneworks and seeing all the parts you could see. Essentially, I went everywhere that you could possibly go. It is a beautifully crafted world with lots of story that can be left up to the imagination, especially as you piece together all of what's going on for yourself, like I mentioned with like the wall graffiti and all the different monitors, computer systems that tell you the story of what's unfolding as you continue on through the game. It is a beautifully crafted world, and it leaves a lot up to the imagination, and so for a newcomer to VR, it is probably one of the top 3 games I would recommend to not only start, but to explore all the intricacies of what is possible in VR. So yeah, this is just me talking a little bit about one of my favorite games. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you do, tell me what you guys think of the game. Have you guys had a chance to try out the game as well, and if you have, what do you guys think of it? Hopefully you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya!